Okay, question. How do you differentiate yourself against all other architects in your area or in your market? How do you do it? Have you got a USP? Okay, now I think if I asked 9 out of 10 architects, the answer would be no, I don't. There'd be a little bit of spluttering and coughing, but nothing of substance would come out. And it's very uncommon for an architect to be able to hit me with their differentiator. Now, let's talk about differentiation, because it's pretty important. I think you'll agree. If you can't differentiate yourself, you can't justify why they should charge you a higher fee than some guy or lady who's lowballing it and giving away their services for free, because there'll always be someone like that in any market, right? So if you can't explain your difference and your unique value, then you're in trouble. Now, one of the most common things I get people in our 6 program to do is communicate their differentiation by being a specialist in a particular niche. Now, why do I do that? Because you might say, well, I can do anything, I'm a generalist. Yeah, the problem with being a generalist is there's a saying that goes with generalist: jack of all trades, master of none. And that's the problem with being a generalist. While it may be an advantage in the real world for most people that you can, you've got an ability off a wide range, which is really useful, the perception from your marketplace is that if you're a generalist, it's the difference between a heart surgeon and a GP. The heart surgeon's always going to earn more because they're the expert. They're seen as the expert, right? So it's kind of unfair, but it's the way marketing works, right? So one of the things we get you to do if you ever work with me and Eric is pick some particular niches. Now, it doesn't mean you limit your practice just to those niches, but what it means is when you're communicating your message to your market and your value, you target specifically those niches and you just stick on point to those particular niches. So just think about catching fish. Instead of trying to catch any fish in the ocean and trying to have a bait that will do that, what you do is you go after a particular type of fish. If you go after any fish, you might catch mud eels or all sorts of horrible fish that aren't even edible, right? And is that true with clients that you can catch if you just go after anyone? But when you go after a particular type of fish, let's say blue cod, which is what we have down here, and it's a great fish, but you have to catch the blue cod, you have to go up to specific places and you have to use specific type of bait, and it's the same with, so what I always want you to do is be very specific about who you're going after, have very specific baits, and it gives you a chance. It gives you a chance to resonate your message with them. So as an example of that, let's say I was offering marketing services and I said I'm a marketer. And you might say, okay, that's kind of interesting. I'm interested in marketing because I want better clients. But it's only kind of interesting, right? Because there's a lot of marketing guys around. So then I said, okay, I'm a marketer specifically for architects. Your ears might prick up, and that might be what happened because you're on our list or something like that, and so maybe something like that happened. But then let's say you do luxury homes over $5 million. That's a pretty tight, narrow niche, right? Let's say I said I specialise in marketing for architects who specialise in doing homes over $5 million. Now, instantly, if that's you, you're even more interested than just the marketer for architects, because if you're doing over 5 million, you're probably thinking, the stuff other people do wouldn't work for me, right? I'm a 5 million plus type guy or gal, right? So the more narrow you get, the more attractive your message becomes, because you get perceived as a more and more of an expert. Okay, so that's kind of at a very high level one of the things that we get people to do. Now, once again, I'll reiterate, it doesn't mean you only work with that particular niche. If you want to catch blue cod, you'll have a fishing rod or a marketing system specifically geared for that market. You might have a different niche that you want to target, and you'll have a different fishing rod with different bait and different messaging for a different market. Okay, but one fishing rod per particular niche that you want to catch. So you might have 3 or 4 or 5 if you're a bigger firm and you want to have multiple niches, that's fine too. Now, if this type of stuff interests you and you're interested in working with me and learning how to do this stuff and more, then we're running a tour of our 6 program. Our 6 is the Sunshine Island Express, and the Sunshine Island Express is about getting architects to a position where they're in demand and they're able to charge higher fees, partly because they're specialists and partly because they know how to communicate their value, and everything is lined up in that favor. So we've been doing it for 6 years. We've had over 600 people through the program, and if it's something you're interested in investigating, then have a look at the details somewhere on this page, and I'm going to be doing a tour of the program. I'll take you through the program and we'll show you how it works and what happens, and at the end of it you can take the next step or not. But it's worth seeing. If you're interested in moving from where you are now, it's worth finding out what's available rather than just staying where you are. Okay, so that's it. So coming back to that niche, you want to be number one in your category, and it's one of the basic strategies that we teach.